Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is January 9th, 2023, and we are in the Old Testament. We're going to read from the book of Genesis. We're going to read from chapter 8, verse 9, from 8:20 to 9:19. Genesis chapter 8, verse 20 to 9:19. All right. So we've gone through the creation. We saw that it was that God created perfection in Eden, and He put us in Eden, and He gave us that choice that we could stay in that right relationship with God and stay in Eden and acknowledge that God was in charge and we were there to follow His rules, or we rebelled and we ate the fruit of the good of the nature of good and evil, which is what the serpent tricked us into eating by telling us, hey, if you eat that, then you'll be just like God. You have no need of God. Adam ate it. God threw us out of Eden. We saw two lines come down from Adam. We saw the line of Cain of Cain to Lamech, which started with killing his brother, and ended with Lamech just murdering people, seemingly with no consequences at all. Because when Canaan killed Abel, God just put a mark on his head and said, no one can touch him, and that was Lamech's. Hey, you know what? If Cain can get away with it, I can get away with it too. So that was that evil just run amok, run rampant through that first early part of the world. When you saw Abel, even though Cain killed Abel, God raised Seth up to replace Abel, so there's always the remnant of God's chosen running through history. That run all the way from Seth all the way to Noah. So that's someone who's staying in that right relationship. God decides that He's going to wipe everything out. He's seen enough. That's it. Evil is taken over. He's going to wipe out the world. But again, that remnant, He's going to take Noah and He's going to save Noah. And He's going to say, Noah, build an ark. It's going to be a huge boat. Your neighbor's going to ridicule you. Just build the boat anyway. It's going to rain. I'm going to flood everything out and drown everything. And all the animals are going to come to you, and you put them on your ship. It rains for 40 days, 40 nights, floods out the earth. We just got to the point where the flood has receded, the ark has rested, there's dry ground, and now Noah and his family and all the animals are getting ready to come out. So what do we see? Well, one of the first things he does is build an altar and sacrifices one of the clean animals to God. Again, just like we saw Cain and Abel, they decided they were going to sacrifice to God. Wasn't God saying, hey, you got to do this? They said, hey, that's what we should do. Again, Cain's sin was he wanted to withhold the good stuff from God. Abel gave the good stuff to God. Noah given the first of the things that are on his ship, so he's giving good things. We also see this idea of a covenant start to happen. Before then, we just had a relationship with God, one-to-one. He was our God, we were His creatures. We saw part of the problem with that, like I said, with Cain. Once he's killed Abel and his descendant Lamech, they kill, and that's it. They get away with the killing, even though it's wrong. There's nothing really to punish them at that point. God's going to set some more ground rules in this new creation. Well, not new creation, but this reset of creation. He's going to say, hey, you know what? From now on, if you kill somebody, they need to be punished. So now we're starting to see sin be addressed by people. That God is telling us, hey, you know what? It's your job. Now that you know good and evil, it's your job to pursue good and not evil. And in return, God says, you know what? I'm never going to wipe out the world like I just did here with this flood. That was one time. I'm not going to do that again. Didn't saying He's not going to punish us, but He's going to do it individually. He's not going to reset the world again like He did there. So let's go ahead and we're going to read Genesis chapter 8, verse 20 to 9:19. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and took of every clean animal and of every clean bird, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a soothing aroma. Then the Lord said in His heart, I will never again curse the ground for man's sake, although the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth, nor will I again destroy every living thing as I have done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, and day and night shall not cease. So God blessed Noah and his sons, and said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be on every beast of the earth, on every bird of the air, and on all that moves on the earth, and on all the fish of the sea. They are given into your hand. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. I have given you all things, even as the green herbs, but you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is, its blood. Surely for your lifeblood I will demand a reckoning. From the hand of every beast I will require it. From the hand of man, from the hand of every man's brother I will require the life of man. Whoever shed man blood, by man his blood shall be shed. For in the image of God he made man. And as for you, be fruitful and multiply. Bring forth abundantly in the earth and multiply in it. Then God spoke to Noah and to his sons and him, saying, And as for me, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the cattle, and every beast of the earth with you, of all that go out of the ark, every beast of the earth. Thus I establish my covenant with you. Never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of the flood. Never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the sign of the covenant which I have made between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. I set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall be for the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. It shall be when I bring a cloud over the earth that the rainbow shall be seen in the cloud, and I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. The waters shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. The rainbow shall be in the cloud, and I will look on it to remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth. And God said to Noah, This is the sign of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is on the earth. Now the sons of Noah who went out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Ham was the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah. And from these the whole earth was populated. May God bless the reading of his word, and may God bless you. Bye.